League. Andy Farrell was in 7 of the first 9, and Sean O'Loughlin has made 7 appearances in 9 years between 2010 and 2018 as well. So both of those two. I mean, one of Farrell's was at prop in his final year, but yeah, that's pretty emphatic from those two, isn't it? It shows the legacy of that position at that club, just like the hooker for St Helens was the same conversation.
Whose turn is it this year?
So yeah, there you go. That's some Dream Team information shared.
Fair enough.
So remember that the SLP Dream Team is still available for voting. Look out for links on the episode blog post and on our social media pages to vote for your favourites for that, and we'll announce that on next week's show. Recommendations, any other business, Tim? I'll start because we've already talked a little bit about it. Once Were Lions, the documentary that's on BBC iPlayer about the ill-fated Lions tour down under last year. It's still a good, interesting watch. I mean, we've got over it to some extent. I'm still not fully over that tour, but
I'm still not over the selection of not picking Regan Grace.
Yeah, there's a few things in there, isn't there, that we still struggle with. But
Joe Philbin winning a competition and getting in.
No, Philbin was fantastic last year.
He wasn't anywhere near that.
I don't know. I can't think of that many forwards that should have been in ahead of him. Morgan Knowles would be the name that screams most obvious omission for me. The makeup of the squad is why Regan Grace was a shocking omission more than Grace himself, because I think there's other wingers as well that could have been in there as well. You know, not just Regan Grace from the wing position missed out, I felt. But yeah, weird squad makeup, wasn't it? 12 million halfbacks, 2 wingers, both in the 30s. But yeah, the documentary. What I would say, and I'll give a fair warning here that there's lots of strong language, and I'm going to repeat some of it now. But if your thing is watching Danny Ward call Kieran Foran a cunt for no real good reason, then you'll love this shit. You'll love that documentary.
That sounds like everything I want in a documentary. Because let's be honest, Kieran Foran is a bit of a see you next Tuesday. And I love Danny Ward, so why not?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good... well done to the people who made it.
Before Heather gets home from work one day.
Yeah.
Okie doke. Well, my recommend is memory foam slippers.
Hold on. This is like the second time slippers have been in recommendations in 4 weeks.
And I know, but memory foam, it will change your life. Because I bought myself, because it came up as a Black Friday deal last Friday on Amazon, and I've bought myself a second pair of slippers for work. You see, because now I'm home all day, I feel like I need to change mindset between home slippers and work slippers. But I tell you what, these memory foam slippers are something else. They're just they're so good. You've got it's an absolute
so
game
good
changer.
That even though I've just bought a new pair of slippers that I'm perfectly happy with, I should go and buy these as well.
Definitely, I would get them because they feel like you feel taller, you feel happier, you just glide around. It's just comfort, but also why not? I mean, they were relatively cheap as well, even at full price. So you know, give yourself a treat.
Fair enough.
Excellent. Put it on your Christmas list.
Okay, so next week we're going to have the grand final recap show, so everyone needs to look forward to that. We're going to see how many of us hosts are available for it next Monday, but also, especially if St Helens win, but also it'd be nice to get a different Wigan fan voice if Wigan win. But we would love a St Helens fan to join us if they win the grand final. So get in touch, and yeah, we'd let you come in and talk about the game and stuff. And anyone who thinks that I get salty when Wigan lose grand finals, we've lost enough. When we lost the first 2 years of this show, didn't we? And I think, didn't I threaten to never record another episode if we lost the 2016 grand final as well?
I seem to remember that, yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, Warrington were the opponents. But yeah, so we've got that coming up, and then after that we'll have one more show this year, which will come at some point in December, where we will go through the awards. We're not going to be doing a full team by team season review show this year. A big part of the reason is, to be honest, those shows do take quite a lot of effort and work to generate the amount of responses we need to make it worthwhile, and then to put the show together. And I just don't have the time or inclination this year. I'm sorry, guys. Basically.
It's fair enough.
But we'll definitely do the sloppies still. It might be a slightly abbreviated sloppies. I feel a little bit like taking away any... I think we've had a chat about this before, Tim. Taking away the negative awards just because there's been enough negativity.
Yeah, other news channels are available for negativity this year.
I do feel, though, that people would maybe revolt a little if the See You Next Tuesday award wasn't open as an option. So maybe we'll just have that one negative award. But otherwise, yeah, we'll strip it back a bit this year, I think. But look out for that, because we'll be getting those voting forms open for that after the grand final, I think. So and enjoy the grand final, everyone. And then we'll wrap that up next week. Tim, do you want to let people know where they can find the show on the socials, etc.?
Yeah, you can always find us on Twitter at Super League Pod. We're also on Instagram, but occasionally. But with the prospect of getting back into stadiums, Instagram could suddenly explode at any moment. Who knows?
At any moment
Facebook,
from April 2021.
Facebook.com/Super League Pod. You can send us anything longer form, especially if you've got any longer form thoughts about the season or about the grand final, at superleaguepod@gmail.com. You can have a look for the episode post and Mark's blog post if you haven't already read it, about who should replace Toronto Wolfpack in Super League at superleaguepod.com. You can search for the pod on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, Spotify, Overcast, or anywhere else you can find your podcasts. And we're on YouTube in audio-only format as well.
Speaking of blogs, I started writing another one last night about 11:30 when I was watching the final embers of the NFL. But I haven't rounded it out yet. But I've been, because Wigan and Saints are in the grand final again, Tim.
Yeah.
And they've played between them in 23 grand finals out of the possible 46. Would it be now? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's quite a lot for just two teams to have been in. And it gets cited a lot, doesn't it? Only 4 teams have won Super League. So I thought I'd do something around that, and see if the picture is as bleak as that number makes us feel it is or not. So yeah, I'm working on it. It'll be up before Friday.
Okie doke.
Yeah. Anyway, look out for that. Thanks to our partners, Rob's Toy Shop. Enter SLP discount on checkout at Rob's Toy Shop on eBay and get 5% cash back on orders over £5, plus give 1% cash back to SLP. Little Warden, vital alerts for hidden issues. Head to littlewarden.com to see what they can do for you. And also, check out the Hodgson family Christmas lights. And if
you can probably see them from a distance of about 5 miles away.
And if you are in the Leeds area and do see a beacon of light and follow it and arrive there to Mariah Carey et al., then there's a way you can donate, because the lights aren't just for Dom to have had a hobby. Therefore, enticing people to come around, look at the lights, and then notice the donation details for Martin House charity that Dom raises money for. That does great work for children and their families when children get terminal illnesses. So yeah, do support that. Mascot Browns for all your international rugby league gear. Get on it quick, Mascot Browns. If you want,
you've only got a week left. I think.
If you want to make some orders from the UK store. Do get onto that quickly because, like Tim says, you've only got just over a week left. I think the 4th, is it, when the store shuts in the UK? The 4th or the 5th of December?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And Sarah's bookcase, where there is not a time limit on this because Sarah's bookcase is open for business and will be throughout the festive period. But if you want the best choice of books for Christmas presents and get them in early so that you can get prepared, buy your presents rather than put your tree up in November. That's what I'd say. Sarah sells Usborne books with access to over 3,000 titles from baby to young adult. There's something for everyone. Find out more on the Sarah's Bookcase Facebook page or Twitter page. Okay, Tim. It's been a dream. It's been a dream.
Yeah, dream team.
Okay.
We've got one more match and then that's it. Then we can have a rest.
It's weird that this season has had far fewer games in it than normal seasons, but because we kept going through the first lockdown, just because of it was nice to have people to talk to.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Well, you are only the third person I've spoken to today.
Yeah.
So
So because we did that period where we did an episode still every week, it feels like it's been a very, 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 very long haul. So thanks for everyone who's stuck with us through it and stuck through this episode as well. And we will speak to you all next time on your favourite Rugby League podcast, the Super League Pod.
Goodbye.